let's discuss the decline of Katy Perry, one of the most significant artists ever. And not only that, one of the most loved. Every song that woman released was a hit after hit. These days, every song she releases is one flop after another, Susanna. No, that's not true. No, just kidding. Although that's what many people are saying online these days. Now she's getting a lot of hate. She's being attacked too much. My daughter is caught up in excessive controversy. As I mentioned earlier, people believe this, right? That this is the end of her career, that we are witnessing the end of Katy Perry. I don't believe it. Jackie Modofan, no. In this video, I will be telling you all the little gossip about everything that is happening because the truth is quite powerful, Susanna, and I want you to write to me in the comments. Your opinion in the comments. But well, yes, let's start with this little video. But before we start, good little dogs of good or of evil, let's look at this case. Well, recently my little one, the most doggy, my Katy Perry, released a new song called Woman's World, right? That song had to be like about female empowerment. Even many people say it's a female feminist song. And that was it. What she wanted was female empowerment, the song. But well, she first released a small preview on TikTok, right? People were curious about Katy Perry's new music because it had been 4 years since she released an album or new songs. Fans were wondering where Katy Perry was and urging her to release new music, even though she was often seen on vacation. They were eager for new songs from Katy Perry. She never fixed it, she always broke it. What does it matter? Now yes, this was the return of Katy Perry. Sexy, very self-confident, very intelligent, fallen from heaven, strong. Beautiful, gorgeous, precious potax, all Gemini, Libra, Capricorn. Susanna, the song was about Tijuana, and well, people attacked because the truth. My little one, great lyricist, very inspirational. Your song Cry, Katy Perry. Cry because yes, I am. I heard that song by Katy Perry and yes, and I am sexy, intelligent. Oh, no more. But no, Susanna, the truth. People started to attack, like saying, little one, we waited like I don't know how many years for you to release a song and you come with this. Oh, already, Susanna. People started to attack on the internet. I will read some, Susanna, of the hundreds of bad comments that were put on Katy Perry in that video. Is this the comeback? This makes me miss Yo-Yo. See what these lyrics created by artificial intelligence. What is this song? This song is going to make your album sell like crazy, Susanna. No, here one loves Katy Perry, right? Katy Perry. But I admit that this comment devoured me with hate. When the hate comments devour, it has happened to me that sometimes they have put hate comments on me, Susanna, that make me laugh. And they are the ones I hate the most because I'm like, oh, what a dog. You're mean and funny. I can't. The worst thing is to laugh at a hate comment, Susanna, because you say like, how are they so creative? How do people on the internet use their great creativity for evil? In general, all the comments were like that, Susanna. People were hating this new song and my Katy Perry was saying like, wait until the song comes out because you're going to be blown away. Susanna, all those haters are going to be listening to my song and saying, and sexy, self-confident, so intelligent, na, Susanna. Great song to learn English, right? As they tell you, well, now we're going to learn what's that called? Positive adjectives in English, Susanna, and then you put on Katy Perry's song and sexy, confident, shut up. I tell you, if I were an English teacher, I would use that song. I feel it's a good song to teach it to people in English, right? Like new little words, Katy Perry t-shirt, my t-shirt, Katy Perry, can they, huh? Better start learning English. But well, there were also a lot of people highlighting the positive. That has already happened to many famous people. They release a preview and everyone starts throwing shit and everyone starts to hate it. And then they release the song and everyone is blown away and everyone is like, I'm sorry, this is a work of art. I'm sorry for being judgmental, right? And everyone was saying, yes, that's going to start with Katy Perry because Katy Perry is a goddess. Katy Perry is the bitch that barks the most in the neighborhood. She released the music video. More hate. Susanna hate. My little one, more hate. People were really eating her up. The truth, God's strongest warrior, Susanna. The song literally seemed sarcasm because it had to be a feminist or female strength song, but it seemed like sarcasm in general, the whole song. With the lyrics, with the music video, you know? Like everything seemed like a lot of sarcasm about what people think female strength is, you know? And yes, a lot of people were commenting that to Katy Perry, they were filling her with the truth. That was not her major criticism. But later on, I will tell you what was the major criticism of people. But well, yes, when she heard that everyone was criticizing her for that, Katy released a video defending herself. Well, maybe it was not defending herself, but it was a bit explaining her vision behind the video. She said that in this video, in this music video, that the song in general was a bit of sarcasm. It was a bit of sarcasm, you know, about what people believe is feminism, or all that idea of female strength, that it was a song with sarcasm, Susanna, like glitter, like giggles, like the beginning of what's coming in the album, and it's a whole different world we go to after this. She says the album isn't like that, but rather she wanted to start with a sarcastic tone, like, haha. It was a joke for YouTube. It was a social experiment marking a Yao Cabrera. She was marking a Yao Cabrera. If you don't know what Yao Cabrera's social experiment is, Susanna, I'm going to feel very old. I'm going to feel very old. Like I felt once with some friends that I was super excited because I was going to go to an RBD concert, Susanna. And I was talking to them like, cool, I'm going to go to an RBD concert. I'm going to go to an RBD concert. And they, who is RBD, at 16, they weren't familiar with who RBD or Susanna were. They didn't know who RBD was. I was shook. And then I showed them pictures and they, oh yes, but that's a very old band. God. Susanna, I honestly felt really old at that moment, but it's irrelevant. She mentioned a social experiment followed by the most controversial part. The most controversial because people say, how can it be that an album that was directed supposedly for female empowerment is produced by the most hated man, literally by female empowerment on the internet, by all the feminists on the internet, Dr. Luke? If you don't know who Dr. Luke is, he was the producer that the singer Kesha, what did Kesha do? She accused him in court of violence, abuse. I mean, everything worse you can imagine. That guy did that to that woman, supposedly. Supposedly, we don't want to go to jail here. But yes, supposedly he did horrible things to her while she was working with him. He obviously abused his power because she was young, wanted to be a star, wanted to be famous. And besides that, they had her under a super strict contract. She knew that if she did anything he didn't like, her music career would end right then and there. And when you're a person who starts their music career so young, you end up becoming the breadwinner for your entire family. She said she was under a lot of pressure. But well, yes, in general, that man was atrocious with Kesha. A little context. Katy, by that time, had already worked with Dr. Luke. Literally, her most famous albums, her most famous songs were produced by Dr. Luke. And obviously, not all the most famous songs were produced by him, but many of them were. And, well, people really wanted to know Katy's opinion. Katy was supposedly neutral, like she didn't support if what was happening with Dr. Luke was real. She didn't support Dr. Luke, but also wasn't against Dr. Luke, right? So yes, but she didn't want to associate with him, so then she released her next album. She had spent 4 years without releasing an album. Then in 2017, she released Witness. The quietest bitch in the neighborhood. The bitch that leaves. No, literally, I think it was her first album since the last one she had released. Not to be #1, right? Yes, it was a tremendous disaster. Besides her change of look, I remember her super Miley Cyrus look change at that time. It was rumored that Miley Cyrus infected her. As if Miley was the corona. No, but yes, everyone was like that. Attacking Katy, I remember Susanna for a change of look. I was also on the internet back then. I recall how people withdrew their support for Katy and unfollowed her due to her new appearance. Katy was criticized heavily for her new appearance. And also because Katy was saying that this was her true self. And well, everyone, well, I don't like your true you. We want the Katy of the past. We want the Katy of Teenage Dream, of California Girl, all of that. Susanna, people were super attacking her. A lot of people stopped following her and stopped listening to her music. Because of her change of look, I tell you. People exaggerate. People exaggerate. I feel that with female artists, they are worse. The truth is that they treat them worse. In general, they are much more demanding. Despite her appearance, my little Susanna altered her look. Let her breathe already. No, also, all the songs from Witness, it's like they threw too much hate at her in general. Also because people thought it was very strange. The aesthetic. Well, the aesthetic that she decided to handle throughout the entire album. But honestly, Susanna, I was a fan. I was like a closeted fan of the song, well, of the Witness album. Because, well, not so much of the album in general. But otherwise, 2 songs. They were Susanna's lifelong songs, which she still has on her playlist. Bon appetit. And what's the other one called? And swish, 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 bitch in the basket. With Nicki Minaj, no, those are my songs to this day. Those are my anthems. I die and I want them to play that song at my funeral. But yes, Susanna, I remember when everyone was hating on those songs, in my room with my headphones, I was there like, even if they tell me things, even if they are going to tell me things on Facebook, yes, the truth, yes. Besides, at that time, she was in dispute with Taylor Swift, right? That they were fighting and all that. Susanna, I know that before on Facebook, I used to make like videos telling past fights of celebrities. That I made a video telling the fight of Selena Gomez with Demi Lovato. Susanna, since they were teenagers until adults, in that video, they threw too much hate at me. But if I told, I used to make that kind of videos on Facebook, you know? And I also made a video talking about the fight that Katy Perry had with Taylor Swift. If the video I upload does well, I'll keep making that kind of content. If not, I won't. Sorry, Susanna. Anyway, what was I doing? Her album Witness. In Katy Perry's album Witness, Dr. Luke didn't produce due to controversies surrounding him. As a result, Perry didn't want to associate with him anymore. Notably, this was her first album released without him and it performed poorly. And also, then she released another one that also wasn't done with Dr. Luke. Susanna, I think it was called Smile. It also went like The Shed. It went terrible for my little girl, poor thing. Rest in peace. I didn't even know that was a new album of hers. I had seen the picture, but I didn't know that she had an album called Smile. But well, yes, 10. What does it matter that maybe she associated it with that? That her albums did poorly. She said her albums may have performed poorly. Although I stopped working with Dr. Luke, I still saw many opinions. People speculated that Katy Perry's albums didn't perform well because she took a 4-year hiatus from making and releasing music. After releasing the poorly received Witness album in 2017, she didn't release anything until 2020. And she released the Smile album, so people said, well, maybe it was because Katy didn't know what was in fashion at the moment. She didn't know how music changes. The music industry changes, like too many new singers start to appear, the competition is bigger, and it was obvious that it was not going to be the same as in 2010. So people thought that maybe she could also do that. But who knows, maybe also in Katy's logic, it was like maybe those albums that I released before did so well because I worked with Dr. Luke. And yes, Dr. Luke has produced super famous albums. I think the first super famous albums of Doja Cat, that's what made her famous, The ones that went viral on TikTok in 2020, I think he also produced those albums. And I think maybe that was an association she made in her head that maybe working with Dr. Luke equals success. And well, in this new album of female empowerment, of feminism, according to her, well, she worked with that guy who the last thing he is that, right? The last thing you associate with the name Dr. Luke is all that she wanted to represent in her new album. And well, people started to attack her. The truth is she's getting a lot of hate. Even people on the street yell at her like, why are you releasing a female empowerment album? You're working with Dr. Luke. But well, what do you all think about all this? Write it in the comments. Susanna, write me your opinion. I also saw several opinions saying, oh, they don't think it's curious that a woman just turns 40 years old. For instance, when a singer turns 40, some people say they don't like her music anymore. Not this anymore, not that anymore. So yes, many people are also commenting that they are always harder on women. In the music industry, it seems like they demand a lot from women. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think about all this? If you like this new song by Katy Perry, what's your opinion on the controversy surrounding Susanna if you're a fan? By the way, I'm uploading videos on Tuesdays now. Something very random, I never upload videos on Tuesdays, but we are in our active era. Support this video if you like it. Comment what other videos you'd like to see. I also want to make a video about Love is Blind Mexico. But you write me in the comments if you want me to make a video about Love is Blind Mexico, Susanna. I'm unsure if you'll enjoy it since I don't know how many have watched it. Leave comments with video ideas and whether I should make one about Katy Perry, including the clip of her pretending to play the flute at a concert. Sending love to Anastasia. Susanna, let me know your thoughts. I adore you. Ah, no, if you made it this far, you are a true little bitch. Yes, you are comment, a little blue heart, to know that you made it this far, and I love you.